Hello, welcome to a new video. I know I've been posting a bit more frequently these days. It's just doing an experiment of sorts where I'm trying to create more videos per week so that I can find a rhythm or develop a system, which wouldn't happen if I'm going to post videos that frequently. If I don't post videos frequently, um, it's quantity over quality, I guess. Um, but that aside, welcome to the new video on the Webtoon. And today we're going to discuss how I created my webcomic episode 2. Um, this one is a funny one because I think I spent a lot of time storyboarding on this one. Um, so I I I think I kind of finalized the story for the first chapter. So I had this thought in my head. I wanted to have a prologue because I felt it was required. Then I wanted to have the first chapter, but I wasn't sure how long I wanted to be because I wanted to read well. So I don't want it to be something very short to read because then I don't know when the story will end if that's what's going to happen. So I wanted to be a considerable length, and I wanted it to cover something. So you feel like you've learned something. So I try to usually when I write the episode, I try to think about okay, what's the scene and where is it starting and where is it ending, and something that I found useful that helps guide this thinking. This is thinking about what will the reader learn from this scene. I think at this point I was trying to do that. I was trying to understand, and I have trouble writing the beginnings. I mean, for this particular story, I know what's going to happen next. I'm very excited to write, like I think chapter 3 or 4, because I've been looking forward to writing them for a long time. I know what's going to happen, like a few chapters down the lane. I know what's going to happen at the ending, but I don't know how to start this. And I have tried so many different beginnings, but I've never been able to never been able to be satisfied with the beginnings. So that's why I just, with this project, I decided to let go and to, be a bit more free with the writing, and not and so because once you have something then you can improve on it, but if you don't have something to begin with then you cannot improve on it. So that's what the theme of the series of videos is, to basically to it's a letter to my future self telling that okay, this is where you started and you were able to make some good progress over time, and you figured out so many things along the way. um, and along for storyboards too, I was like, I guess, trying to keep it a bit more interesting because I felt like the first two episodes were a bit flat. um, and I wanted to not just like I wanted it to feel a bit more interesting. So one thing I was thinking about while storyboarding here was like the establishing shot. So I wanted to zoom in and zoom out of where the characters were and try to create a comic effect where I can, through dialogues and through my use of stick figures. I guess the use of stick figures comes from not having character designs for extras. Mostly, not only extras, I don't even have finalized character designs for my main characters for this series yet. So I guess I didn't want to spend too much time on worrying about the extras or the background at this point, but I still didn't want it to feel empty. So I just used the stick figures, created a storyboard based on my final draft of this comic. And then something which I like to do is, like, when I storyboard, I don't want to think about where the panel would be. I'd rather just storyboard according to what I feel is right, and then I arrange the panels based on what I think should be the pacing of the story or I would think about how it would make it more fun. So after I storyboard, I usually start drawing the panels, and I mean, like, drawing the panel frames. And after drawing the panel frames, I try to draw, like, I wouldn't say I try to draw, but in this chapter, I wanted to draw the grid lines. The reason being because I had so many characters going on, I wanted to keep the characters at interesting focal points in the composition. So that was something I wanted to focus on in this episode. So for every frame, I go back and draw um, grid lines, and whenever I zoom out and you get to see the characters, you get to see that I place them in one of the interesting points of interest on the grid. Some did not really make the cut, and so for something like a face, I don't think I know how to place it on a grid. So I think I've probably failed on that end. But I do think I made interesting panel choices in this one, and it's quite nice. So after doing the grids and the frames, I like to draw the what do you call that? The word balloons, because I feel like once I know how the text is going to look like and how much space it occupies, um, then I know that okay, this is how much I need to draw. This is how much space I need to allocate for the art, and should I? And I don't have to worry about what's underneath the text text balloon, which is interesting sometimes. So I was trying to learn how to do this in Procreate. For me, it's so far a frustrating process. I couldn't figure that out. Um, and I just went back to Clip Studio Paint. I don't remember what I did exactly, but I don't remember if I recreated the panels or just kept them as is. My Procreate was crashing so much, I didn't want to like because I was recording and I didn't have much space on my iPad, so I just had to switch to my Clip Studio Paint. I started drawing. I think I used my big tablet, and then I started doing the line art using Clip Studio Paint, and yeah, it was fun. uh, yeah, I think I did not use the Clip Studio Paint's balloon feature, because yeah, I already had them ready, so I didn't want to do them again. And then I do think that the character designs became a little bit more refined than before. I also go back and try to like add. I try to like. So something like this one again. I did not have like character designs finalized, so everyone's in a cloak. So like the guy, the girl, everyone is in a cloak, and the extras are just stick figures at this point. I just gave the extras a hat so that we can recognize that he's the extra, but he's not a main character. But other than that, I think I just use stick figures where I can, especially also for the type comic effect. So I hope that was funny. Um, and I really like this panel. Something which I found hard while doing this, because there's a lot of flashbacks going on. I know I hate myself because this story is so complicated that there's like flashbacks. So you have to have character designs of the same character in multiple ages, but I don't have skills that high yet. So this is a tricky. I don't know why I started this as my first story, but I'm pretty sure that once this is over, my skills would grow quite a bit. Um, so I just continued drawing. I did the line arts, and then I went for the shading. I think at this point in the story, I was still shading with I was still shading in black and white. I think I loved this panel quite a bit, not because the character I draw is one of my favorite characters, in the story. His design is not finalized either, but I'm going, like, I still like him. And then I wanted to draw flashback scene, right? And usually when I have a color comic, I can do a black and white flashback scene and it works. But I wasn't sure how to draw a flashback scene when I was already drawing a black and white comic here. So what I did was I just added a overlay texture, which would help convey that it's not happening in the real time. And then I just went back to coloring all the characters as is. Now, we're going to be close to the end of the video soon, I guess. um, I I want to say that this was fun. I don't think I'm going to use Procreate for like finishing the drawings, finishing the um, art, but I think for storyboarding purposes is fine. I just have a bit of a storage issue, and which I can't really figure out what to do. Um, I just seem to have a lot of videos, especially the ones which I make for recording the process, and I want to keep that. Something different which I did for this video was that instead of trying to record the entire process, I just recorded bits and pieces of it, which really helped with the situation I was in. But it was still a bit challenging. Yeah, and one thing, I need to learn how to draw horses. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I need to get better at that. Yes, and that's pretty much the whole video. And I know I'm probably spoiling a lot of the story here, but I'm kind of confident on this because I know that no one's reading my webcomic at the moment. So, which is kind of why I'm like, I don't really care about uh, sharing the whole process, I guess, at this point. But maybe as we go into later chapters, I would try to control what I'm sharing so that it's not going to be too much of a spoiler. I'm still like debating on the platform of choice, so where I'm hosting the webcomic. I think I eventually do want to have a website of my own where you can read the story, but I think it's too early for it right now. And anyway, this is all in development, so I don't know. I think definitely I have it on Webtoon for now because it's a bit easier for me. I tried to upload it on Tapas, but it's somehow wouldn't accept my submission. I cannot upload my images, and it's gotten a bit frustrating. And I really wanted to just keep it simple. I just want to start and finish the story, or finish at least the first arc before December ends. Probably you guys won't see it, but definitely I hope that so like so with that, we are close to the end of the video, and all I want to say is thank you for watching. Please forgive me for any broken anatomy or um, me not drawing animals well. Um, and definitely the animal you see in this video is a horse. Um, I know it doesn't look like one, but it is. You need to take my word for it. um, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will continue sharing my artwork and my webcomic process in the future. I hope so. Let's see how far we can go. All right. See you. Bye bye. See you in the next video.